You are at a dinner party, or maybe a morning meeting. Someone, a colleague, a friend, or a relative, throws a jab at you. It's subtle. Maybe they make a joke about your salary. Maybe they comment on your relationship status. The room goes quiet for a split second. Everyone looks at you to see what you'll do, and what do? Your throat tightens. Your brain freezes. You don't want to make a scene. You were raised to be polite. So, you commit the ultimate social sin. You laugh. You give a weak, awkward chuckle. You validate their disrespect. You swallow the poison just to keep the peace. Fast forward 3 hours. It's 2 a.m. You are staring at the ceiling. You can sleep. Now, perfectly clear, the perfect comeback pops into your head. You replay the scene over and over, fantasizing about what you should have said. But it's too late. The moment is gone. You lost. Why does this happen? It's not because you are too nice. It's not because you are taking the high road. Stop lying to yourself. You didn't stay silent because you are a stoic saint. You stayed silent because you are harmless. There is a difference between being peaceful and being harmless. If you are incapable of violence, verbal or social, you aren't virtuous. You are just a victim waiting for a predator. Society lied to you. School taught you to ignore the bullies. Your parents taught you to be the bigger person. That advice works in a kindergarten, in the real world, in the corporate boardroom, in the dating market. That advice is a suicide note. When you tolerate disrespect, you don't buy peace. You signal weakness. You show the world that you are safe to attack. Today, we kill the nice guy. We are going to use the tools of dark psychology, not to become a villain, but to build a monster. A monster that you keep on a leash, because the only way to be truly respected is to be a little bit dangerous. Let's get one thing straight. Being nice is not a virtue. It is a survival strategy for the weak. Think about it. Who taught you to be nice, to turn the other cheek, to be the bigger person? Your parents, your teachers, the HR department. They didn't teach you that for your benefit. They taught you that because it makes you easier to manage. It makes you a good employee, a quiet citizen, a predictable consumer. But in the real world, politeness without power is just submission. Look at your office. Who gets the promotion? The guy who apologizes for breathing air, or the guy who takes up space and speaks his mind? Who gets the girl, the nice guy, who agrees with everything she says, or the man who challenges her reality? You think you are being moral by swallowing your anger. You aren't. You are just scared. You are scared of conflict. You are scared of losing approval, so you repress it. You smile when you want to scream, and that repressed anger, it rots you from the inside out. It turns into resentment. It turns into depression. Stop confusing harmlessness with goodness. A rabbit is harmless. A rabbit is not good. It's just prey. A wolf who chooses not to bite. That is discipline. That is power. You need to integrate your shadow. You need to be capable of showing your teeth. Because if you can't say no, your yes means nothing. Now, let's talk tactics. What happens when someone verbally punches you in the face? Let's say you're at a happy hour. A coworker, let's call him Brad, decides to be funny. He looks at you in front of everyone and says, "Wow, look at those shoes. Did you get dressed in the dark this morning?" The whole group looks at you. Here is where 99% of you fail. You enter the defendant frame. You try to explain, "Oh, actually, these are vintage," or "I was in a rush." Stop. The moment you explain, you lose. When you explain, you are telling him, "You are the judge. I am the defendant. Please accept my excuse." You just gave him all the power. Here is the fix. It's called agree and amplify. You don't T-block the punch. You pull him into it. You take his insult, you agree with it, and you dial it up to 1000%. Brad says, "Did you get dressed in the dark?" You don't flinch. You smile. You look him dead in the eye. You say, "Absolutely. I'm trying to start a new trend called blind chick. Looks like you're not cool enough to get it yet." Or simpler, "Yay, my stylist is a raccoon. I think he did a great job." See what happened. 1. You didn't get angry, which shows you are secure. 2. You didn't explain, which shows you are dominant. 3. You turned his insult into your joke. Now, he is the one who looks awkward. He is the one who tried too hard. You stripped the insult of its power by owning it. This works for everything. If someone says, "You're so lazy," you say, "I know. I'm actually training for the World Laziness Championship. It's hard work doing nothing." Stop treating their words like facts. Treat them like a bad comedy routine that you are reviewing. Flip the script. Don't be the defendant. Be the showman. You know this person, the armchair expert, the micromanager who can't do the job but loves to tell you how to do yours. The aunt at Thanksgiving who asks why you aren't married yet. The friend who tells you your business idea is risky while they work a 9 to -5 they hate. They attack you with unsolicited advice. They disguise their judgment as help. I'm just saying, you should really focus more on X. Your instinct is to say, "You don't understand." Wrong. You just validated them. You just proved you care about their opinion. Here is the move, the consultant frame. Treat their criticism like a professional business proposal. And then, ask for the paperwork. Let's go back to Thanksgiving dinner, Uncle Bob says. You know, renting an apartment is throwing money away. You really need to buy a house now. Don't argue about interest rates. Don't talk about the market. Instead, pull out your phone. Look him dead in the eyes. Look intense. Say this. "You rewrite, Bob. I need a strategy. Since you've figured it out, can you email me a breakdown of your portfolio ROI for the last 5 years? I want to see exactly how you beat the market." Watch his face. Watch the panic set in. Why? Because talk is cheap. Action is expensive. He wanted to feel superior by judging you. He wanted to be the guru, but you just flipped the script. You made him the employee. You said, "Okay, consultant, do the work." He won't do it. He will stutter. He will say, "Oh, I don't have the numbers on me." And suddenly the power shifts. The table goes quiet. You didn't fight him. You gave him a job he couldn't handle. Use this at work, colleague. "This design looks kind of weird, you. Interesting." Grab a pen. Sketch exactly what you mean. I'll wait. They will back down every single time. Because bullies are lazy. They want to tear you down, not build you up. Now, let's talk about the most dangerous attack of all. The vague generalization. This is the favorite weapon of the emotional manipulator. They don't say what you did wrong. They attack who you are. You have a bad attitude. You're being difficult. This whole report is a mess. This is designed to create anxiety because it's a ghost. You can't fight a ghost. Your brain starts spinning. What did I do? Is it my tone? Is it my face? Am I a bad person? That confusion is where they control you. So, how do you kill a ghost? You turn on the lights. You stop acting like a victim, and you start acting like a surgeon. It's called the forensic audit. You refuse to accept the vague label. You force them to get specific. Imagine your boss throws a report on your desk. "This is unprofessional. Fix it." Most people panic. They apologize. They rewrite the whole thing blindly. Not you. You sit back. You don't smile. You don't frown. You stay neutral. You say, "I want to fix it." But unprofessional is a big word specifically. Are we talking about the data accuracy, the formatting style, or the conclusion? Which variable is off? Boom. You just forced their brain to switch gears. You forced them out of their emotional brain, limbic system, and into their logical brain, prefrontal cortex. You can't be angry and analytical at the same time. If they say it's just the vibe, you press harder. I can't fix a vibe. I can fix a paragraph. Show me the specific paragraph. One of two things will happen. 1. They realize they have no actual point, and they back off. 2. They give you a specific problem. The font is too small, which is easy to fix. Either way, you stopped the emotional abuse. You turned a scream into a math problem. You stripped the monster of its shadow. When you demand specifics, you destroy their ability to gaslight you. Gaslighting requires fog. Specificity is the sunlight. So here is your choice. You can close this video. You can go back to being the nice guy. You can go back to apologizing for taking up space. You can go back to the sleepless nights, replaying arguments you lost, wishing you had a spine. Go ahead. It's comfortable. It's safe. The world loves a sheep. Or you can wake up. You can realize that conflict is not something to run from. It is something to master. Carl Jung said it best. No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. You need to touch that hell. You need to be capable of being mean so that you can choose to be kind. Because a rabbit is not virtuous. A rabbit is just food. A monster who chooses to be gentle, that is virtue. That is power. From today on, when someone tests you, and they will test you, don't panic. Don't look at it as an attack. Look at it as sparring practice. Look at them and think, thank you. You are helping me sharpen my blade. Hold the silence. Hold the eye contact. Let them feel the weight of your refusal to be moved. Let them feel the awkwardness. That is not your burden to carry. That is theirs. The world respects power. The world respects boundaries. It's time to stop asking for permission to exist. Be dangerous, be civilized, but be dangerous first.